Hey guys, so I talk a little bit about the little bitty teeny tiny town where I grew up. And so I thought that I would share with y'all a little drive through of the tiny town to show you exactly how tiny it is. So this street down here goes down probably about maybe a mile. It's one of the major streets in town, so I'll show you as I drive past it. There it is. Not much there, right? And I'm going to come around here and turn around and go downtown. So this is the outside of town. I'm leaving town right now. And then I'm going to turn and go around back down in town. Lots of big things like that. That's actually a grain bin where they store corn and wheat and things like that. Lots of railroad, lots of trains. There's actually a railroad depot here. So I'm going under the train tracks, which is supposed to be lucky. You're supposed to make a wish going under the tracks. Let's see. All right, now I'm arriving downtown. All these buildings are really, really old, hundreds and hundreds of years old. And notice the streets are brick. You'll see the car shaking quite a bit in the video, shaking. That's because these streets are made of brick. The reason they're made of brick is because back in the age of the Depression, they did not have things like food stamps and soup kitchens and things like that to help the people who needed food, and people were starving. So they started a government program where you could get paid to go out and do work for the government. And one of those things that you could get paid to do was to lay bricks on the street. So these streets that are paved with bricks are actually, at some point in time, were gave people money to live. Here's our old courthouse. It used to be a jail up there until they built a new jail. Whenever I was little, I was like in elementary school whenever they built the new jail. So until then, it was actually the jail as well. This is the church. I'm going to actually turn so you can see. This is the church where my parents go now, but it's not the church where I grew up. The church I grew up in is actually across the street, because our old church was needed to be rebuilt, and so they decided to build a new church. So this is the church where I grew up and went there every Sunday. And then the new church right across the street was built. All right, back on track. Going south again. Alrighty. Let's see, put you back in so you can see what I'm seeing. Over here is the park where I used to go whenever we were little. We would go there and play every once in a while. All right, and here we go. Back on track. We're gonna come down here and go down Denver Avenue, because that's the street where I live, and it'll kind of show you the end of town. Basically, where this street ends, the town ends as well. All right, here we go. More big brick streets. The whole town is lined with brick streets. Actually, not the whole town, but there's a lot of them in the town. These are just all a bunch of houses. Residential area. The amazing thing is that these bricks are so old and they're still there together. We don't have any big potholes or anything like that that you get with now the streets nowadays. Let's see, come on down here and you'll see the hospital where I was born. Again, it looked a lot different whenever I was born because they've completely rebuilt it. They did that while I was in college, actually. Let's come over here and we'll drive by and you can see the hospital. I was born there, so whenever I say I'm born and raised in this little town, it's very true, because I was born right there. And if we drive down here a couple of blocks, I was raised right here. We're back home. And I'm going to go ahead and pass the house right now, just to show you. I told you I'd show you all the canyon and everything. This is the canyon I played in whenever I was little. We used to go out there by ourselves. Now I can't believe we actually did. We went out there by ourselves and played, because they've got mountain lions and all kinds of things like that out there. Bobcats, I should say, not mountain lions, bobcats. Bobcats out there, which are really dangerous to kids. But we used to go down there and play like no problem. They have coyotes that live down there, all kinds of things, but we used to live down there. And this is the end of town. That was it. We got to the end of the street. If we turn this way, we go that way and we go out of town. So I'm gonna make a U-turn here, head back home, take care of my daughter, and we are gonna be back on the road today. We're headed back to Dallas this afternoon. So, but wanted to give you a quick view real quickly of the canyon and the town where I grew up. Took just a few minutes to get through the whole thing. To show you the main points, didn't even take 10 minutes. I tried to go down and show y'all pictures of the ducks, but they didn't have many ducks that had landed on the area of the lake where I could go. And with all the snow we've had a ton of snow. A lot of it's melted up and melted off in the past few days. But we've had so much snow that it's been hard to get out and go see anything. Didn't even get to go out and see the cows this time around. All right, well, we're back home. I will load this and hopefully see y'all in a few days.